Tapovana presents Ayurvani, speaking the language of healing.
Namaste everyone and welcome to Ayurvani, the language of healing. I'm your host Dr. Amrita and today you're listening to Tapovana Health Series. Each week we explore with powerful topics regarding health, wellness and holistic healing, all aimed at creating awareness. From ancient wisdom to modern science, we are here to walk on your healing journey. So you make sure to stay tuned. So, taking the first step towards this podcast, I would love to welcome our today's guest, Dr. Vanishri Aital, Chief Consultant at Tapovana Wellness Center, Manipal. Holding 18 plus years of experience in Panchakarma treatment, how would you look at Ayurveda, ma'am? Because the time we are so much overwhelmed, stressed, and looking for balance, Ayurveda guides us timeless knowledge to have a balance in our life and reconnect with health and environment. So, what exactly is Ayurveda, ma'am?
Namaste, Dr. Amrita. In simple terms, it's an ancient medical system that originated in India over 5,000 years ago, but it's much more than just a science. If we break the word Ayurveda, Ayur means life or longevity, and Veda means knowledge or science. So, Ayurveda is nothing but the science of living a long, healthy life. So it mainly focuses in two folds, and Acharya Charaka has beautifully said it as Swastasya Swastya Rakshanam Aturasya Vikara Prashmanam Cha, which means preventing illness in a healthy person and treating diseases in the sick. So that's even a beautiful shloka in the classical text that says Ayurveda explains the causes, symptoms, and treatment of the diseases, as well as methods to protect and promote overall health.
So, as we have already mentioned, it's 5,000 years old. Next comes a very practical question. If Ayurveda is so much ancient, why is it even relevant today in this modern world?
Absolutely. Ayurveda explains the fundamental laws that govern the human body, the same way like physics explains laws like gravity. Just because gravity was discovered centuries ago doesn't mean it stopped applying. These Ayurveda principles like dosha, dhatu, prakriti are timeless and universally applicable. So, Ayurveda isn't just a stagnant science, it has evolved with time. Its core principles remains the same, but diagnosis and treatment methods have always adapted to the age. For example, in the medieval era, techniques like Nadi Pariksha or pulse examination, Taila Bindu Pariksha means urine test with a drop of sesame oil became very common. So today, Ayurveda doctors also use these modern tools like blood test, X-rays, and MRIs, but interpret them through an Ayurveda lens. So Ayurveda even has a framework for understanding and treating new diseases. For instance, you can see when syphilis was introduced to India in the 16th century by the Portuguese, Ayurveda scholars studied it, described it in texts, and devised the treatments all within their system.
Okay, so beautifully put into words, ma'am. But going back to the shloka that is Swastasya Swastya Rakshanam, what exactly Ayurveda has described as preventive aspects that we can apply in today's life and make sure we do not fall sick and stay healthy for a long time?
See, Ayurveda's preventive approach mainly focuses on diet, then daily routine, or we call it as dinacharya, seasonal regimen or ruticharya, and simple life habits that keep the body and mind in balance. Some of these are universal, like not to overeat, or you should leave one third of your stomach empty for proper digestion. And all Ayurveda also suggests waiting until your previous meal is fully digested, usually 3 to 6 hours before eating again or the next meal. So other recommendations are personalized, like it's based on your prakriti or body type, which we are going to speak in the coming podcast, and it depends on the age, the season, and even geography. For example, fresh fruits are excellent in hot summers, but not the best choice in the middle of winter. We can also take coconut oil is cooling, so it's great in tropical climates like you see in South India, most of South of India, and but not so ideal in the colder places like north of India or northern Europe. So once you understand the basic principles, following Ayurveda isn't hard at all. It's not difficult. It's more making small, sensible adjustments like avoiding milk and dairy if you have fever or certain skin conditions, or tweaking your diet seasonally. So, Ayurveda is less about strict rules and more about living in sync with nature and your own body.
Okay, that's so much interesting, and I think everyone has to make a note of it. So, leaving behind the preventive aspect and moving forward to curative aspect, what are the strong areas of Ayurveda or the main scope of Ayurveda in the treatment of diseases?
So, Ayurveda has this broad scope in the treatment of both acute and chronic diseases. It is particularly effective in conditions where a holistic long term approach is required. Some of the major areas where Ayurveda has shown strong results include digestive system disorders such as constipation, acidity, irritable bowel syndrome, or well known as IBS, lifestyle disorders such as obesity, gynecological problems like dysmenorrhea, PCOD, PCOS, musculoskeletal and neurological disorders including sciatica and arthritis, skin diseases such as eczema and psoriasis, and recurrent respiratory tract infections including frequent cold, sinusitis, and even in asthma. Psychological conditions such as anxiety, insomnia, and mild depression.
Okay, so my next question would be in the treatment of diseases, what are the basic methods or the principles that acharyas have given us that a physician has to follow?
Ayurveda treatment is multidimensional and aims to correct the root cause rather than only suppressing the symptoms. The main methods include correction of the diet, making sure that daily food supports the healing and does not aggravate the condition, and some herbo-mineral medications prepared from plants and minerals to balance the doshas and restore the normal function. Some of the external applications, such as oleation, or we call it as abhyanga, sudation, or therapeutic sweating or svedana, and application of herbal paste. So, one of the most important therapeutic procedures in Ayurveda, it's very well known as Panchakarma. And the term Panchakarma means 5 purification procedures. And these treatments aim to deeply detoxify the gastrointestinal tract and rejuvenate the entire body. So, Panchakarma is not only helping the management in the disease, but also it improves the immunity, energy, and overall vitality.
Okay, by that we get to know that Ayurveda is multidimensional. And knowing that, we cannot let you go with a single podcast. So we'll be coming up with the second podcast very soon. And the topic would be Tridoshas. Again, yet very interesting and which forms the basis of Ayurveda. So everyone, make sure to stay tuned.